Welcome everyone to another edition of Smacked Up Wrestling Podcast. As usual, leave us a like on the YouTube channel, The Gaming Fault. Leave a subscribe as well, where you get to hear me and Martin just talk general shit about wrestling. Also, check us out on Facebook at the Smacked Up Wrestling Podcast Facebook channel. Leave us a like there. Get to see any crazy wrestling stuff we like to put up. So as usual, you've got the master of sexiness, me, and the voice of all heelness, Martin.
I don't even think that's a word. I was going to say the master of disaster. Or the disaster
heelness.
piece.
You can get heelness. You can get heelness.
I'm not going to argue because by this point, people have already switched off and or shaking their heads.
I know. Oh, fuck. So, prediction day. Who's going to win at TLC?
Who's going into the new year with a... Oh, no, wait, there's still roadblock.
You're jumping ahead as bad as me.
That's because I don't want there to be so many pay-per-views.
Well, what is it? It showed the other day, 18, which can then get...
They must cut that down before that. That was from like June or something.
So it looks, well, talks are it could be cut down to 16, which I would prefer.
Aye. It's not much better, let's be honest.
No, it's not going to be much better, but 18's a lot. 18 is a lot to fill a year. Fair enough, it's a lot of them will be network exclusives, and you're getting your money's worth for your network, but...
Well, it depends on what the matches are.
It's
maybe the same shit twice every month, then, I'd rather... even though my network's free just now, I still feel cheated out of money if that's the case. Well,
if you look at the on the card, the free championship matches, not the tag team one, but the free champion, that's the same title match for the last 3 pay-per-views of SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
So things have got to change. Things have got to change a wee bit. The other thing I read, I don't know if you read it, Monday Night Raw, right? That was the first time in a long while it picked up in ratings.
So did SmackDown.
And the theory a lot of people are having is...
Well, I was going to say, it's got to be down to that Sasha and Charlotte hype, isn't it?
That's it, mate. And what does that say about that Universal belt? The women's title is more relevant on Raw than the men's title now.
Well, as much as they're repeating the matches and you've got one of them winning on Raw and one of them winning on pay-per-views, it's got attention, and there's only so long they can keep hot-shotting it like that, obviously.
Yeah.
But you know what? For now, it's working. The real key is, can they build on that? Because they need to stop it at some point, or people are going to put it off. They're going to be sick of it.
You need to take a break or change it up a bit.
Aye.
Because
that said, you keep giving me matches of that quality every week or two.
I'll watch them.
Oh, aye. Absolutely.
That's it. So it's good to hear. It's great for women's wrestling that's been the main focus for, well, like say me as well.
Just, as good as that is, and we're all saying, oh, WWE is doing women's wrestling. Like, see, everywhere except the 3 American wrestling federations that have television, and WWE, TNA, well, not as much in extent, but still, and Ring of Honor, right? They don't have any matches with women versus men, but see, every indie show, and every indie company has at least one of them on the card. And I'm looking, even Chikara, okay, I know it's like a comic book joke thing, but Kimberly was their world champion. There wasn't a woman's belt. She was the world champion, and she won it fair and square.
Yeah.
So it's great that we're saying, oh, we're pushing ahead. But you know what? Wrestling's no real fighting. Women can beat people twice their size.
It's been a long time coming for WWE. They've kind of lived in the dark ages.
My argument is that there's still a taboo to break.
Aye, there is still a taboo to break.
Even though they've already broken it in the past, and I know they're afraid of upsetting sponsors and toy companies like that, but there has to come a point where if you're going to have equality, let's have true equality. I'm not saying have Sasha versus Braun Strowman. Don't get me wrong. That's just stupid. But why isn't there women in the cruiserweight division?
Well, there's a cruiserweight women's championship coming next year.
Is there?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
That sounds good up.
Yep.
I know there's a women's tournament planned.
That's it, mate.
No, like just women, not like cruiserweight. I mean like women.
No,
as in best of the world, like they did with the cruiserweights, but for a women's division.
That's what they're doing, which I think would help out, boost up NXT, SmackDown, and Raw, for the women's division, because the way you're looking at it, especially when we're going to go into these matches, there's only 2 women competitors on this card, which I will give the time of day to. The same with Raw, there's more, but they're at that stage where what do we do with them? Because you can't have too much of a good thing. You've got to break it up just a wee bit. But it's still the Bayley, Sasha, face, Charlotte, heel, Nia Jax is heel, but she's still got a wee bit more to learn and she'll be fine.
Yeah.
Dana Brooke, same again. Bit more to learn and she will be fine. So I think it'll be great. I think within the next year it will be great. What do you think of the indie shows going to the WWE if they secure the rights?
You really want me to rant here, don't you? Because I'm fucking raging.
I can see it. It can be a good thing, mate, but it can
this
also
is
be
the
a
stupidest
bad
thing ever.
It can be really a bad thing.
Right, see, before we get into why it's bad, there's a few things you need to remember here. So, WWE are trying to close out Flow Slam, right?
Right.
Flow Slam have a 34% share in their company owned by WWE. WWE are also trying to limit the growth of these British companies. ICW, Rev Pro, all of them. Who's feeding NXT? Those companies. WWE are fucking themselves here. Just to show that, we're in charge, this is ours, nobody else can come and play here. It's ours, They are fucking themselves. They are doing financial harm to themselves, okay, on a limited basis. And then, with Flow Slam, because, let's be honest, it's a niche product. But then they're doing long-term harm, because right now, the best indie scene in the world is Britain. All the talent's coming out of there. All of it. Everybody's fighting to get them. That's why they're having WWE tryouts. That's why TNA's went after the likes of Grado. Because they are the best right now. And they've got the most hype behind them. But WWE, I don't even... There's no logic to it. They're now competing against themselves. It's that simple.
I mean, the way I was looking at it's the good side to it is if you're a wrestling fan, you get to see all the streams, because some of the streams, especially Ring of Honor's one, it's not the best. Now, the user interface stuff like that.
Yeah. That's fine from a technical standpoint.
Technical point of view,
solid. Fair enough.
The bad side is which I agree with you, is what you're saying. There's a lot of you're going to shoot yourself in the foot here.
They literally are, and then not even that. They're screwing over fans here, and ultimately fans in the States by limiting these people from working anywhere.
I mean, that's it. I mean, because they're talking about they're supposed to be in talks with the World of Sport. This is one I've heard, right? They're supposed to be in talks with World of Sport, where, say for talks, just take Drew Galloway. We'll just take him as an instance, right? It won't be him, but just use him, right? So he'll be on World of Sport, but he'll be signed to WWE. So what is it? It's like one taping every week or something. I don't know.
They're going to do it in blocks like TNA do, so you maybe get 5-10 weeks of tapings done in a couple of days.
Right. Okay. So if you break it down like that, so say for 1 week, World of Sport's got him, that's a WWE guy, but then he obviously goes back for the 4 weeks with WWE.
Guarantee that doesn't happen. Guarantee it.
It's fucked up.
The contract WWE is offering people just now, they said it's low money, right? I don't know what low money in wrestling is. It could be 12 grand, it could be 20 grand. Now, I've no idea. When you look at what your WWE contract is, it's in six figures for your average guy, right? All the way up to
John Cena money.
Exactly. Right. So, WWE just now, that contract apparently says if you sign it, that's you for 2 years. you can't work for any company that does internet streaming, internet pay-per-view, or TV. Now, that's not like you can go and work for them and do house shows. It's you cannot work for them at all in any form. So you're taking yourself away from people's attention for limited, albeit guaranteed cash. You're sitting on the shelf hoping that maybe NXT decides to give you a look. And even at that, it's just a look. It's not even a, right, come on over. Right? You're screwing over the companies that are here that have built up a hell of a reputation in the last 5 to 10 years. You're screwing over the fans of those companies. You're screwing over yourself and fucking over these companies because then they can't breed the talent that you need. Like, look at Viper. Right? She will be she would go over a storm in WWE because she's completely different from the other women. She can actually wrestle. She can cut a promo like Nia Jax, but the finished product, you know? Somebody like that, if WWE have their way, would never happen again.
Well, what I was thinking, right? As much as I don't like to talk about them because you know why, ICW I think will hold it. I genuinely think they're smart enough to hold it, right? The one mob that I can see jump right away, and it's basically because of fucking YouTube money, is What Culture.
Well, the thing is though, because they've got the YouTube money, they don't need it. They are the only company that has the income, as much as I fucking don't like them, that has the income to actually stand their ground and fight this.
But mate, I can see them doing it. See the guys that run it, see because there's so much WWE marks, see the fact that they
That's a good point.
See the fact they get to go in and say, look, we are now with WWE, fair enough, in whatever scale the contracts would be.
Yeah.
They've done it.
You're right.
And they're see even like some of the things they're doing just now, where it's like every fucking match nearly, or every event they're doing, they've got somebody, and it's like the guys are trying. They are throwing money as if they've got.
Well, they've got it to waste.
They've got it to
there's
waste.
No way they're making a profit on their shows.
That's that. I mean, if you look at,
they're making their money for fucking lists.
If you look at ICW, they did it the smart way. They really did it the smart way and
saved their money for a big WrestleMania show. Now that was going to bring me another point. I think when it came to the Glasgow shows, obviously WWE, and I've been saying this for weeks now, timed those 2 shows to fuck over ICW, right? Mm-hmm. And further evidence for that being the quality of the shows, given that between the 2 of them only one match was hyped, and that was Bayley and Alexa, which was a wet fart, not the ladies' fault, and not their fault at all, just the booking. Now, those shows, I believe, were purely booked because your average wrestling punter, right? Somebody who maybe stays somewhere like, in the north of the UK, who, they're in a city that doesn't have the wrestling scene that we have in Glasgow, right?
Yeah.
When they look at the listings, and, because they like wrestling, there's 3 shows on in the space of a week, right? You've got 2 WWE shows, so, Raw, I know Raw, there's SmackDown, that's alright as well. Who the fuck's ICW? See if you've got money to spend on one ticket. Your average punter is obviously going to go for the WWE ticket, and I think that was WWE's plan, to cut into ICW sales by doing that. However, WWE underestimated ICW and the crowd that they can draw in their hometown.
WWE do it all the time though.
I know, I really do think that they would fuck over ICW and do damage to them here by running like that, and they've underestimated how big their following is and how willing people are to travel for this. I mean, there's people coming from all over the world for it, not just UK. I mean, I have friends up from London, obviously, like some Matthew and that coming from Newcastle, people coming down from up north, people travelling over from Ireland. But I mean, there's guys there for like Italy, fucking Estonia, the fucking Philippines.
It's one of these things. We're going to have to wait and see what's really going to happen. But I can see ICW holding out a wee bit, because if you look down, like, if you're going to break down like the top of the world, like wrestling organisations just now. Of course, WWE is number one. Close second, I would put New Japan.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Absolutely.
Third,
especially now they're finally doing English commentary for big events, and they're starting to add more English commentary for smaller things.
Third,
and personally, I can't wait because I would get a New Japan subscription if I could get round the moon runs.
Aye.
You know, and there was maybe a few more shows. See if you could guarantee me 4 shows a year instead of January and then the climax tournament.
Aye.
That they go just now. If you could give me 4 shows a year for whatever it is in yen, I would seriously be looking into that because the quality of Wrestle Kingdom alone,
Aye.
I see when that hits in January, we need to do a show for it because it's just going to be spectacular once again.
Because I would put Ring of Honor third. With TNA and ICW, I'd say joint fourth.
I would maybe put ICW above TNA just now until TNA find their feet with this new company.
The only reason I put TNA joint, mate, is they've got the TV deal.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're finding their feet a bit. And,
aye.
I mean, certainly in the UK, just now, ICW is second.
Oh, aye. There's no. I mean, if you ask anybody,
and believe it or not, here, Italy, they are massive in Italy.
If you ask anybody that's a wrestling fan here, what do you watch? WWE, ICW.
Aye.
Then it would be
Ring of Honor. Maybe.
Aye. But the What Culture one, I can see that guy would sell it in a minute, mate. He would sell it in a minute.
It's a shame because, see, with the money What Culture have, if they scoot their heads on, they could do a thing where they get all the UK companies under an umbrella. They could afford to set that up. Like, see if it was just an alliance.
Yeah.
To keep their talent together.
Like a territory.
More or less, aye. Because that's pretty much what we've got going here now. ICW is Scotland. I mean, yes, there's other companies, but ICW is Scotland.
Aye, ICW is
England's What Culture. Down south's a bit more complicated with Rev Pro and all the others. But What Culture have the money where they could set up an umbrella organisation just to keep everyone together, just to give them a bit of, back each other up kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously all the talent's independent, so it wouldn't work like the NWA, but there'd be no harm in having a company with a bit of money backing up everyone else, because WCPW, they use everyone else's talent.
It's going to be interesting to see in the next couple of months. So obviously when we get better information, we'll talk about that. But I personally, mate, I could just see the guys sell it. That's me personal.
Maybe. But when it comes to actual deals for the wrestlers, I don't see many taking it. Your Jimmy Havoc's, your Joe Hendry's, they're not going to limit themselves by taking a deal like that. They can get booked anywhere.
Aye. It's going to be one of the ones we'll have to wait and see.
I sincerely hope it has a very limited impact, because it's actually making me angry that they've came in to try and fuck everything over here, which fucks us over as fans.
Aye. But that's Vince at his best. Right, move on to TLC. So, main part of the show, as you guys have listed in the past, every Saturday before a pay-per-view, me and Martin go head-to-head to see who's going to win the Covenant SmackDown Wrestling title. So far, I've just declared myself.
He means coveted. He means coveted.
I've got the cold. I've got the flu.
Aye, the flu makes you say wrong words.
It does. Right. I can't get the words out right.
Let's go and send an order for the list that you gave me. So we'll kick off. Now, there's probably going to be a kick-off show match.
Yeah.
Don't know what it is. Don't really give a shit.
Apollo Crews. We'll put Apollo Crews in there somewhere.
Aye. Apollo Crews opening the curtain for somebody.
I could see it being a tag with American Alpha. The Hype Bros.
Probably like some vaudevillains and whatever other jabronis left. The faction police.
It'll be something like that. But if we go with that card I sent you, it's
start off at the bottom. So Heath Slater and Rhino
versus the Wyatts.
Interesting matchup.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. As I agreed with you. It was a great twist on the number one contendership. Amazing twist. But if it was American Alpha going into this, they've paid their dues, they're ready. But at least they're now getting set up because we know who's going to be the main face tag team.
Yeah.
within the coming weeks because
The thing I was going to say, I mean, there's all that talk of Randy taking time off. So unless he's taking the time off after TLC,
yeah,
you know, I mean, he doesn't seem very fussed about getting home for the new Wayne.
I know because we all know Rhino has got other things to do, and it makes sense now to drop the belts.
Aye. Especially when you've got American Alpha ready and waiting.
The two guys have been entertaining in and out the ring. They've been funny.
Great run.
Aye,
Great.
funny to watch. There's no ill feelings towards them if they drop the belts. It's not like the New Day where, fair enough, it's overdone. Heath and Rhino's actually played this really well done, and it's been really entertaining. But I hope to see a title on Bray Wyatt, mate. Like we said, 4 years he's been with the company. Well, 4 years back is Bray Wyatt. He's had good WrestleMania matches where we like say John Cena, Undertaker, even put in The Rock with that one. Fair enough, he didn't do the match, but these segments, and it's like give the guy a break now. So now, hopefully tomorrow night he's got his break. I'd be really surprised if they don't walk away as the title, the new champion. Sorry. So my pick for them is I'm going with Wyatt and Orton as the new tag team champions. It makes sense with the timing for Rhino.
Exactly.
And then at least then we've got Heath Slater, move him into the mid card. Now we've got another mid card person, whereas the mid card is very lacking just now.
And even if for some reason Slater and Rhino do win, they'll probably then drop it on Tuesday. But I'm calling it for the pay-per-view since it's Bray's first.
I'm going pay-per-view wise, so I'm going with the Wyatts. So, mate.
Boring inanimate carbon rod versus Sin Cara's best pupil.
Boring.
I'm just going to say it now. Kalisto's going to win because, and this isn't based on storylines, common sense, or anything. It's purely because he's not Corbin. That's the only reason. I'm not going to vote for Corbin for nothing, ever. I can't do it. Not unless it's up for whose belly looks most like a face award.
See, I don't know who to pick.
Well, it's easy when one of them's a complete useless bastard and the other one just falls. I like side who's who.
I think you're right with the Kalisto, mate. The reason I'm going to go with Kalisto as well is because if you look at the run...
Look at you, hedging your bets and playing it safe.
Mate,
trying to protect the lead, you pansy.
No, but with this one, I'm going to play it safe because I'm just going with what's happened with... He got attacked at the CWC match. He got attacked at SmackDown just there.
Got attacked walking down the street. Got attacked. Oh no, he didn't get attacked. He just botched. He just botched. So you're going with him and all.
It makes sense for him to win.
Which is probably why it will not
happen. With Baron Corbin. Right. Nikki Bella versus Carmella.
Like Nikki, there's no benefit to Carmella winning this. No benefit.
No, it makes sense for Carmella to win it, but I can't see Nikki putting her there. This has been months of build up, and it's like Carmella's still green. I'm not going to bash her.
Heels never win feuds.
Sometimes
they've got a belt.
Well, sometimes they do. But the thing, it's put me off. I want to pick Carmella, mate. I really want to pick Carmella for this one.
So you've got something different.
I know. I'm going to. I'm getting to my point. Put me down for Carmella, and I'll give my reasons. Right, is because with everything that's happened, they've got to put her there.
Oh, you're absolutely right. But at the same time, I don't see Nikki doing the job, and I don't see there being a benefit to Carmella going over there now because it's just going to put more attention on her, which is the last thing she needs. So in saying that, because I've went for the sensible option, you're probably going to win this.
I can see that. Yeah, I'll give you a laugh in this one. Right, this is what I think might happen. Okay, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but the reason I'm going with Carmella is because we're going to find out who attacked Nikki Bella, and I can see it being fucking what do you call her again? Natty.
Definitely was.
Which would set up a feud between Nikki Bella and Natty.
Aye.
So then you have Carmella, Becky Lynch, and Alexa Bliss. Even though Carmella should not be anywhere near it, being in the title picture. She should not be in it. But
like I say, mine's is a sensible answer, so,
Aye, it's
will
why
be the case.
it's why Hingswell. It's a sensible answer going with Nikki Bella, but when you think of WWE, it's quite predictable sometimes. But this one isn't predictable so much because it's.
It's a big pay-per-view where nobody's really paying attention.
Well, that's it. I mean, if you look at the last couple of weeks, what Carmella's done with Nikki Bella's always come out on top. Always, I'm not talking about matches, but I'm talking about even run-ins.
In general, aye.
And that's just how I'm going, maybe Carmella can do this now. Maybe. Just maybe she can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going with Carmella.
Alright. I'm not going to change my mind because...
I know you won't.
One, because I'm stubborn. Two, because it's boring if we pick the same thing all the time. Anyway, next we've got the Women's Championship match. It's Becky and Alexa.
Oh.
I can't see past Becky for this. It's the opposite of what Raw's doing, isn't it? You've got a steady champion.
Right.
It's great as Alexa is, and I do love her heavily in that ass.
Right. I will like that video I sent you last night, Nia Jack Snapchatting her.
Cannot blame her at all,
Right. I said a tables match the other day, but
I think it will be.
It's not been confirmed yet. It should be because you had the Women's Hell in a Cell match. Give this an angle, and you say that, and I never noticed. There's not a tables match on this card.
Exactly, which is why I think they're going to change it.
Which would
maybe
be
something will happen during the match. So maybe somebody will do something early on the night, but it'll be a tables match. Probably Becky shouting about how Alexa put her through that one.
It'll be really good if they do.
Oh, I'm expecting it. I think it's a given.
Mate, I'm going for Alexa.
I don't think so. I mean, I'm glad you're picking her because, again, something different. I think SmackDown's going for the steady champion to be different for Raw. Plus, Alexa went over in SmackDown.
I know, but
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'd absolutely love to see her with a belt because she's worked hard and she's came out this feud really good. And she's brilliant at what she does. She really is.
The reason I want to go for her is because it'll make it interesting going into Rumble, where you can have the rematch, and maybe pick it back up.
Mm-hmm.
And then all we've got is like one pay-per-view before Mania.
Aye, true.
So
but,
I'm kind of hoping they do something different. The reason I think it'd be nicer for her to win it on this pay-per-view is because Becky's married a big name draw in the SmackDown division. That make more sense for Rumble.
Well, see, there's your problem, innit? That would make sense.
I know it makes sense, but hey ho.
We'll see.
I'm going for Alexa.
Okay. Next, we've got Miz and Ziggler ladder match, which will be a belter.
It'll be a cracking match.
I don't see past Miz. I think what they're going to do, see when he was doing that Miz World Championship, IC Championship World Tour,
Yeah.
I think they're finally going to go for that properly. And actually have him beat Honky's record. So you'll see him holding that belt for a long ass time.
I can see Miz going for it and winning it, and that makes more sense for the likes of Kalisto and Heath Slater.
Well, the other thing is, see when they were changing the belt over to Dolph, round about the same time, apparently they asked Honky to be in the Hall of Fame and they told him to F off.
He'll never go in it, mate.
Well, the thing is, though, I think that's why they beat the record and have Miz drop it to make sure. Try and win the guy over a bit, because that's a very WWE thing to do. But now he's told them to shove it. Why should he keep the record? Personally, I don't think he should have a record because he's a piece of shit as a human being.
Oh, he's not.
One thing I can say about him is at least he's honest about it.
He's not the nicest person in the world. He's not.
The
reason I can see Miz winning it is it would make more sense for the two faces, like Kalisto, Heath Slater.
Keep using that word.
What?
Sense.
But I know, but this is why I'm seeing it like that.
Doesn't apply here. This is WWE. There's no sense. I mean, look at what we were just talking about how they're competing against themselves and screwing us all over and themselves. No sense in this company. There are camels with big money. It's true.
It
Anyway.
makes sense.
Alright.
So
They're asking for trouble, that's fine by me.
2 years are going with Miz. I can't see Ziggler doing it, mate. There'll be something where Maurice
It'll be a
will
cracking match, I don't give a
Oh,
shit.
it'll be an amazing match. Maurice will cost them as usual. I'll be really surprised if Ziggler walks out a champion. Really surprised. Not in a bad way. It'll be good still, but I'll be surprised if he does win it. I see what you're coming for and all with the how keeping that run going.
Aye.
It makes more sense. And finally,
The main event, the TLC match for the World Belt, AJ and Dean. Probably with some kind of Ellsworth appearance. Even though they've gave him the excuse, no, he'll get a pop for showing up and limping out like he does every week.
I'm stuck at this one, mate.
I'm going to wait and see what you say. I'm not tipping my hand. I did that last time. That was my mistake. I'm not tipping my hand. So, by all means. And you can't change your answer either.
No, I'm not going to change my answer. No. I'm cool with the I'm cool with the rules, right? So, And like, here's my thinking, right? My thinking.
Again, you want to avoid that word.
Undertaker's not been cleared to wrestle, which I find hilarious because now he's back full time. We'll just leave that one there hanging. So, who else have you got that's in the title picture?
Well, let's see.
Cena's not coming back for a while.
Rumble season.
Right, I'm going for Ambrose.
I'm going for AJ because if Undertaker's no cleared, your boy John will be back for the run up to Mania, which starts with the Rumble.
I'm going for Ambrose because if he wins it, I can see him dropping it to AJ back at the Rumble. Which would make sense for AJ going into
because the
Mania.
last time a World Championship changed hands on a Rumble pay-per-view was
CM Punk Rock.
And that was 2013?
WrestleMania 29.
Yes.
Aye, 3 years ago. Aye.
So then he also had 2 world titles, to be fair. But I don't see them. I think AJ is going to keep the run to Mania and he's going to drop it at Mania and everybody's going to go batshit. Which will probably end up being Dean. I can see him getting broke up. I think they'll want Dean in the Rumble. Whether or not he wins, it's another thing, but I think they want him in the actual Rumble match. Taker will probably mysteriously be healed in time, and if he isn't, Cena will. And Cena will not win that match.
It's a hard one to call because
sorry. Because come Mania, they're going to want him having that 16th title.
That's why I was thinking if he drops it, but then gets it back at the Rumble. I mean, because you could still do.
But that's the thing that makes AJ a bit weaker than AJ holding the title from back then all the way through to Mania and then coming back and taking it.
You're right.
It's a bigger story. But at the same time, that bigger story
makes sense.
Aye.
The only reason I could see James Ellsworth costing AJ Styles. I could see it, mate. I could honestly see it.
Maybe. I mean, he'll definitely interfere. Definitely.
But if they
at the same time, you need to remember Ellsworth's got his title opportunity.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Put Ambrose and him against each other, which I think would be all right because the two of them have been like best buddies. No, New Year's have got to have your title match. It'd be weird how they're going to play it out, especially going into New Rumble. And this is why I'm thinking with some of this stuff. And I think we come Roadblock, mate. I think we'll be in the same scenario again because you're thinking New Rumble. And as soon as everything's set in place for Rumble, then it makes more sense going into Mania.
Aye.
I totally agree with you with the Cena AJ Styles. It makes more sense for Cena winning at Mania. I think it would be amazing for him to win at Mania. And the way it looks as well, which you said a couple of podcasts ago, which I'm starting to more believe with Randy Orton versus Taker. I'm starting more to believe it. Which I don't think will be a bad match. I'd rather say Cena versus Taker.
Although I was going to suggest about Randy, the other night on SmackDown, they were teasing a bit of dissension between him and Harper, and it's a very Randy Orton thing to do, to have him get into the group and split them up for the inside. I can really see Randy and Bray going at it come Mania time, because they haven't actually had a one-on-one match properly yet.
That'll be a good match.
It will, and I really think that that's going to be their plan. At the same time, does that mean that Taker maybe wins the belt if this is going to be his last run and carries it to Mania and drops it? Who knows? It's going to be an interesting couple of months.
Interesting couple of months. It's usually...
With Taker being thrown in, it's everything up in the air for what we were expecting.
Aye. If he makes an appearance tomorrow night, just an appearance, then it opens... It throws everything out the window. No, I don't
think he'll be there tomorrow night. I think he will show up on SmackDown soon to build up to the Rumble.
It'll be good, though. It'll be good. So...
Because let's be honest, that was not something any of us seen coming. We would never have called Taker having that run. Claiming to have that run.
Especially he's not been cleared. That's the funniest
point. To be quite honest with you, until he showed up, we pretty much knew what their plan was going to be.
Aye.
In regards to Cena and AJ. Although, don't get me wrong, I have no problem with another Cena AJ Styles match.
Oh, no. No.
The other thing about the Rumble itself, I know this is looking forward a bit, but I really would not be surprised if we seen Balor come back, win it, and go up against Owens at Mania.
I would love that, mate, but no fucking luck, it'll be Roman Reigns.
Well, that's the catch. But the common sense thing would be to have Balor come back and go to Mania and get his title back.
Yeah.
And then get a run that he should have had. And again, Owens... solid champion, one of the few guys that can get actual heat. He can be kept busy in the meantime with whatever's going on with him and Jericho. But that's something to worry about come Roadblock. It's just a wee thought I had. So, you went for Ambrose, I've went for Styles.
Yeah.
6 matches that'll be on the main card. There's probably going to be a match or two in the pre-show. We don't really care about them or count them unless we actually know what they are. And let's be honest, what's the point in knowing that?
We don't care. It's bad enough I'm going to end up watching it. I will watch the kickoff show.
I'll be playing Final Fantasy 15.
I'll stop rubbing that in. Stop rubbing it in. I'll probably play Skyrim. That's what I'll probably do.
I'm a herd, Scottish cunt. In the fantasy sim. Shipping cunts in the land of Skyrim.
The only thing that I've no won over with yet is the fact that it's the cheap-ass mods they've used to re-enhance it.
I don't give a shit. I don't care. I really don't. I've got me a Skyrim on PC, and then I've been using my mate's new version. But I've not really been paying attention. Like I say, Final Fantasy kind of took it away.
It's not fair. I tell you, it's not fair.
Very fair. It was a present, I'll have you know.
Why should I look at Transformers when Final Fantasy 15 came out?
Oh, you tell me. Tell me.
I know, I can't help it, mate.
Well, to be fair, nobody was expecting 15 to be good.
No. I know. So, maybe Destiny later on?
Nah.
Oh well, so...
If you can get Scott and Donna back, then I will do some raiding, but... leave me alone if there's no raid.
I don't blame you, mate. I'm choked to play that game. So everyone, I hope you've enjoyed this podcast. We're going to be back on Monday with the results to see who's more in the lead. Is Martin going to catch up, or is I'm just going to pull right ahead? So it's going to be interesting, mate. It really is. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to have to get the belt now soon. I'm going to have to go and buy the belt, so we've got it ready.
Oh, aye.
Aye.
Oh, aye.
So, as usual...
Polish it up nice for me, son.
I'll keep it nice and warm for you. So everybody, thanks for listening again. As usual, leave us a like and a sub on the YouTube Gaming Fault channel. And like I said, you always get to hear me and Martin. Also, check us out on Facebook. Leave us a like there. We post up some really daft stuff. Really interesting stuff, but mostly daft. A lot of daft stuff. Which doesn't say much about us too as wrestling fans. We always like to find the stupid things. If we can find if we can find an hour of Sin Cara botching, it's gone on that channel.
Oh, fuck aye. Sin Cara, Sin Cara.
Oh, I love him. So, as usual, you've been listening to Will.
That's not how you say it. Say it right.
I'm trying to build.
Say it right. That's the whole setup for my joke.
Oh.
You fucked it now.
Okay, I've been Will.
And I'm coming for you. And
oh, I can't wait to win these now.
See, but you fucked it.
I didn't fuck it. I was setting you up.
Aye, the second time.
But now it's fucked.
No, this is in.
I know, we'll just leave this in. It's alright. Everybody's got to realise that we
They're not going to know that what you did.
Everybody in the comment section, tell me if I fucked it up. If no, and I was going alright. Mate, I just opened myself up there for, no, you fucked it up.
I'm telling you that.
Jesus! So everybody, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you Monday. Take care.
Aye.